Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. What if Goku had Cell's potential? How would this change the entire story? Now before this what if starts, I do want to clarify one thing. Some people are probably going to wonder, well, what if Goku trains for 3 months, but then he unlocks the golden form like how he did Frieza? That's not going to happen in this what if. Some people don't know that the only reason why Frieza got so strong in such a short time is because he never trained a day in his life. He had a whole pool of untapped potential that he actually never used before. So that's the reason why Frieza got so strong so quickly, because he never trained. So he had all that untapped power within him that he never got before. Goku's going to be a similar case. This Goku here is not going to have this massive pool of untapped potential. Of course, his potential is going to be leagues higher than you guys will see, but it will not be to the level to where he will train for 3 months and then now he's able to contend with gods, as that would make the what if end within Dragon Ball season. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. Let's get this thing to 300 likes and I shall continue it. Goku would have still been sent off by Bardock, who sacrificed himself at the hands of the mighty Frieza. The same events would concur, where Grandpa Gohan would have still raised Goku. Goku would have still fallen and hit his head, as he was still an infant at the time. Now once when he does start growing up, Grandpa Gohan can sense incredible power within him. Goku was able to learn things almost instantly. His power was quickly rising. Sadly, Goku would still turn into a great ape and unfortunately kill Grandpa Gohan. But Goku would never know this, as he thinks that he just passed away or disappeared. He would still honor his grandpa by of course worshipping the 4-star Dragon Ball. During the summertime, Bulma would then appear. As she was trying to find the Dragon Balls to wish for an awesome boyfriend, as we know, she would then meet Goku for the first time. This time around, when she does try to shoot him with her bullets, Goku was easily able to catch them, as Goku was a multiple times stronger here than he originally was. And even just from slight training from his grandpa Gohan, Goku was already able to grow at a much higher rate. Now of course Goku would still pick up her car and throw it just like before. She would still offer for him to become her bodyguard. Goku would then agree to go find the Dragon Balls. They would still meet the turtle just like before, giving it seawater. This is when they would meet Master Roshi for the first time. Master Roshi would be pretty interested in Goku, seeing his raw power that he can see, as the boy was already almost as strong as Grandpa Gohan was at his age already. Master Roshi would then keep an eye on him, as Goku and them would have still stopped the terrible Oolong, and of course the Emperor Pilaf gang, that we'll get there in a minute. Most of the events of Dragon Ball would have transpired roughly the same. Goku would have still met Yamcha, Tien, and also the Emperor Pilaf gang just like before, as not much would really change. Just the fact that Goku is a little bit stronger, so even during the Pilaf arc when he was trapped, he would not need to turn into a great ape, as by that point he could have already broken out. The biggest change when he meets up with Master Roshi and Krillin to begin his training for the next 7 months for the World Martial Arts Tournament. During those months of training, Goku's potential would then skyrocket even higher. Goku by this point has easily surpassed Master Roshi, which shocked him, as Goku's growth far succeeded Krillin, as Krillin struggled to keep up. But this does keep Krillin to keep on training harder to try and keep up. This will make Krillin a little bit stronger, and this would even make Master Roshi keep his training up too, so he can stay in good shape to even teach Goku at all. Goku's far succeeded him by this point. As now during the World Martial Arts Tournament, we know that Goku fought Master Roshi, and then of course Tien's on the next one. As we know, Goku would have defeated Master Roshi in this scenario. He has no chance against this version of Goku. He's grown far too strong. Now we're going to cut forward into the Red Ribbon Army arc, which in this time around, Goku's way too strong. General Blue and the others, they have no chance against this version of Goku. He's far too powerful, as they cannot keep up. Even when he fights Android 8, Ader, he would overpower him too in their fight, but he would spare him, as he doesn't see that he's really evil. He's just kind of existing. But he's actually very friendly. Goku by this point, he would have still met Tien as he was still training as those years progressed. He would have still met Chi-Chi just like before, as they would have still destroyed the Frying Pan Mountain, and that wouldn't really change too much. As Goku is still silly, he does have Cell's potential, but he doesn't have the intelligent mind that Cell had, unfortunately. Goku still thinks that marriage is a food, so he still promises Chi-Chi to marry her one day. This is when we're going to cut forward to the next tournament arc, as now we're going to be having Goku, who he still has his tail by this point, as he hasn't actually gone grade ape ever since he killed Grandpa Gohan, because he hasn't had a need to look at the moon for plot reasons yet. But Goku would still have his tail, as Goku never really transformed into one yet. So, when he easily surpasses through everybody, Master Roshi would still fight Tien just like before, and Roshi would still actually do a really good job, nearly beating Tien, but he would then give up and let Goku go fight him. Now Tien was cocky, as he thinks that he can defeat Goku, but he's just a kid. And during their match, Tien would then try every attack that he had on Goku, but Goku was easily able to deflect these attacks, and then Goku with a single punch would then knock out Tien. Tien was shocked at the raw speed and power that Goku had, as Goku explained that he's just really strong. Goku easily can defeat Tien, as he just wanted to see what Tien would do. Tien made him excited because he even beat Roshi. Now cutting forward into Piccolo arc. Demon King Piccolo is a very powerful being, but how can he contend against Goku? Goku would have easily killed Demon King Piccolo's children, and he would have then confronted him. Now Demon King Piccolo, would he make his wish to be younger? No, since in the original he actually defeated Goku, and then he was able to make his wish and try ruling over the world. Goku would have still fought him under Korn's tower, and this time around he wouldn't be defeated. He would have actually easily overpowered Demon King Piccolo, as he was stronger than Tien by a long shot, but not too much for Goku. Now Demon King Piccolo would panic because he sees at his old age, there's nothing that he can really do, Goku's too strong. Goku would have used a Kamehameha wave that he learned from Roshi, and he would completely obliterate Demon King Piccolo. Now, this would change a few things. Well, since Kami was now gone, Demon King Piccolo is completely vaporized, Kami would disappear. This would also mean that the Dragon Balls are gone. This would then mean that Krillin cannot be brought back to life, and this would destroy Goku, as he would then climb up to Korn's tower to try and find a way to bring his friends back. But there's nothing that he can do. He would then meet up with Korn and begin training under him, easily surpassing his trials and anything else. He would then meet up with Popo, who was saddened, and Goku would then learn that it was actually his fault that Kami was now gone, and he was the creator of the Dragon Balls. Goku doesn't know what to do, but Popo does have one option. Mr. Popo would then offer Goku to train him in everything that he knows, and to give him something else too. This is when we're actually going to have Goku training with Mr. Popo for a while, but it was mainly Kami who taught Goku. Popo did teach him as well, but then Popo would then show him something else. He would then speak about how Kami did have a ship that he came from. Goku then explained what that means. He explains that, well, Kami's not from this world. And Goku says, well, he is God, so he would then explain that his people can create these magical orbs. Maybe if he goes to their home world, he might be able to make a difference, and maybe they might be able to let him wish Kami and them back. But this would also mean that Demon King Piccolo will come back too. Goku then thinks about it. Maybe he can also use the Dragon Balls to maybe make Demon King Piccolo nice as well. Could that be possible? Maybe remove the evil from his heart? As Popo then thinks about it, he doesn't know, as he says there's no less to try. He would then show Goku the location, but Goku can't understand the language at all. This is when he would go ask Bulma. And Bulma, with a bit more time than before, as again, she's still younger, not as intelligent as she originally was, she would be able to figure out the language, and with her father's help, they would actually be able to make a ship. Now, this is when Goku would then prepare to actually travel to planet Namek. Now, Bulma does want to come along, as, of course, she wants to see the Namekian for herself, as Krillin is also going to come along too, as he wants to be with his buddy Goku. And Goku would then laugh, but he would then agree, saying sure, as three of them are more than enough to handle any problems. Roshi, Tien, and the others will stay, as they want to continue their training. Now this is when Goku, Krillin, and Bulma would then all leave, heading to planet Namek. This would take a couple weeks time, but once when they do arrive, this is now, we're gonna have Goku on planet Namek, but way earlier. Goku here would have met the Namekians. Remember, Frieza has not attacked this place yet, as this is a couple more years before that happens. They would then greet Goku and welcome him, as they sense that there's no malice in his heart. He would then speak to Grand Elder Guru, who's still alive in this what if, as he would then read Goku's mind and see that this boy is pure of heart. Same with Bulma and Krillin. He would then actually unlock their potentials, aka Goku and Krillin, making them way stronger. especially Krillin, and mainly Goku. Goku had a lot of untapped potential, and that only increased his power tenfold. This is when Elder Guru would then accept, as they do have their Dragon Balls ready. Goku would then ask for help, as Grand Elder Guru would then stand out there with them, and he would then summon the dragon himself. Goku would then ask him, is it possible for them to bring Kami back? But the problem is, if they do that, there's an evil side to him that's separated from him. Is it possible to get rid of the evilness within inside of the evil version? As Elder Guru would ponder on it, it could be a possibility. Once when they summoned Shenron fully, Goku would then of course ask, again, to bring all of his friends back, just like before. With everybody back, now this is when Goku would then make the big wish. He would then ask for Kami to be brought back. This would then bring the Dragon Balls back and Demon King Piccolo. With Demon King Piccolo back, this is where we're going to have Yamcha, who is finally brought back to life. This is when Grand Elder Guru would then state, you can use the dragon to wish you and your ship back to planet Earth instantly. That was a great idea, and Goku would then agree. As then, boom, instantly they were sent back to Earth saying goodbye to the Namekian. As Goku definitely wants to go back there in the future, this is when Demon King Piccolo is on a rampage. Goku would then meet Demon King Piccolo, being way more superior than he is now. He would then try to reason with him, telling him not to turn, and just to stop. Demon King Piccolo would not listen, and Goku does not have a choice. They did bring their friends back, and that's all that matters. Goku would then fire a beam, but this time it would only hit through his stomach. This is when Demon King Piccolo would then surprise Goku, as he would then spit out an egg in a random location. Goku can't see where it went, as he would then tell his son to go destroy him when the time comes, and he would then explode. Goku was confused on what he meant, as this is strange to him. But now that Demon King Piccolo is gone, Goku panicked and flew up to see Kami was still there. Kami would then train Goku a little bit more, and this is when Goku would then spend the next couple of years training. That this is when Goku would then meet up with all of his friends once again, who Krillin and Bulma were not as emotional seeing him, as it's only been about 2 to 3 years. But again, they're still really happy to see him. This is when Goku would then meet Chi-Chi, and Goku would still fight her, and he would still marry her. First, he would fight Tien, and he would easily defeat him just like before. With Piccolo Jr., Goku now understands what he did. He must have reincarnated himself or something, but he doesn't want to kill him because Kami's his master and doesn't want him to die. He would then tell Piccolo to leave and never cause any more harm to people again. Piccolo would then scoff at him, claiming that you will regret sparing my life, and he would then fly off. As the fight would have been very one-sided, as Piccolo has zero chance against that version of Goku, especially since he's gotten a big boost from Elder Guru on top of that, on top of the fact that he's been training for another year or two. Yeah, he has no chance. This is when Goku would then get married to Chi-Chi, and they would still have Gohan. Gohan would have similar potential to what he originally had, as his potential was already busted anyway, so it would make sense for Gohan to keep the same. For the next 5 years, there was peace. Goku's power didn't really change too drastically, as he did get a little bit stronger, so in this what if, he will get a decent amount stronger. He claimed that he didn't really do too much crazy training, as he's just been kind of relaxing enjoying the 5 years. This is when Raditz would still appear and arrive on planet Earth. This is when he would still challenge Goku, same on Master Roshi's house. This time around, when he does scan his power level, it would then explode, as Goku's power level was unreadable, it was too high. This is when Goku would then easily tackle down Raditz. Raditz has no chance against this version of Goku. Raditz would then beg for his life, as he does not want to fight Goku no more. Goku would then spare him, but he would tell him to get in his space pod and to leave and never return. Raditz would then agree, as he knows that if he goes back to Vegeta and them, he'll just lie and state that, oh, nah, I killed him, he's dead. Or he'll just say that there was nobody there, his brother was killed. He was too weak. As if he tells them that he was beaten, then Vegeta and Nappa would have been interested in going back, and they would have probably killed Raditz. This is when Raditz would then fly back up and meet up with Nappa and Vegeta. He would then tell them that, no, unfortunately not, his brother was actually killed on that planet. He must have died when he was an infant or something, must be the only way. This would then make Vegeta and them scoff and laugh, as saying how weak he was. So Vegeta and Nappa would never really have a reason to go back to Earth, as why would they? This also means that Frieza would have no access to the Dragon Balls. Now carrying on, for about another year or so, Goku would still continue his training. Now this is when Piccolo Jr. would then meet up with Goku and challenge him to their one last match. He would then fight Goku once again. Now during the fight with Goku, he would then charge up the special beam cannon, which he's perfected, as this is all that he's focusing on. He would then fire it right at Goku, but Goku would then slap it away. Goku has been concealing his power the whole time, as Goku was just far too powerful for Piccolo, and Piccolo understands and respects this. Piccolo began changing his outlook on life, as he would then even start training Gohan as well, Mustachichi hating it. Goku's been training Gohan as well, seeing his own strength, but he would then actually leave Gohan with Piccolo for a little while, and this would make Piccolo grow softer and kind of see Gohan as a best friend. After this fact, what about Raditz, Vegeta, and Nappa? Now Frieza's still in his own throne, of course loving himself, as he doesn't really have a need to go to Namek because he doesn't even know about the Dragon Balls. This is when Raditz would then be on the running edge of Vegeta and Nappa, who continue tormenting him. They were planning on killing him anyway, as they're wasting his time. Raditz by this point has nowhere else to go, so Raditz would then flee all the way back to Earth. Goku would then meet up with him, telling him it was a bad choice to come back here, but Raditz would then beg him, stating that he is sorry, but he has nowhere else to go. He would then explain everything to Goku, Vegeta, Nappa, and even Frieza and his empire. Goku would then start to understand, as he can't really judge Raditz, as he understands that Raditz doesn't have a choice, but he can stay on this planet as long as he doesn't cause any problems. Raditz would then thank him, but Raditz forgot that his scouter is a relay, and he thought he turned it off, but Vegeta and Nappa are listening. Raditz would then ask, how is he so powerful? His scouter shattered as soon as he broke. Goku would then state that he's always been this strong. Just got really lucky training, I guess. This is when Raditz and Goku over time would get to know each other better. And this is when we're going to mainly be having Bulma, who took Raditz's ship and his scouter just for safekeeping, because they don't know if Raditz will turn on them. During that time though, while she was talking to Yamcha, she accidentally brought up the Dragon Balls to the scouter, and it hurt it. Vegeta and Nappa was instantly interested, as they then start heading their way towards Earth. Bulma, who was tinkering with the scouter, trying to get it to our English version, would then see that there are two people arriving soon, heading their way right towards planet Earth. She would then warn Goku and the others about it, as they'll be here within the next few months. Goku, of course, would not have much time, but he would then meet up with Kami, telling him that they need to use the Room of Spirit in time. Kami explains that they do not have the resources, unfortunately, to do it. Popo's still repairing the door. He does have an option for Goku. There is a great master in the other world who could train him. Goku would then agree, as he would then leave with Kami, meeting King Yemma. King Yemma, now meeting Goku, would be wondering why a living soul was here. Goku then explained that he needs to stop the Saiyans to get as strong as possible. King Yemma would then, you're talking about King Kai. Well, you can run down Snake Way, but if you do fall off into hell, you will be stuck down there until you die, and then you can go back up to the other world. Goku would then agree he was allowed to be granted access for his valuable honor. Now, would Raditz come along? I don't think so. As true, they are getting more along, Goku doesn't really trust him fully yet. And you could say, well, why did he leave him on planet Earth? It's because Raditz wants to stay in case they might show up faster. And also too, Raditz is training under Kami currently, trying to learn to grow stronger and under Popo. So that's the reason why. Even though there's not much that they could teach him, Raditz is trying to learn more about controlling the power within him and being more tranquil. This is when Goku would then run down Snake Way, or quote-unquote fly. Goku here being way too powerful, he would quickly arrive to Snake Way within a day's time, as he would then meet up and land, falling right on his face, as he's still not used to the 10 times gravity just yet. But within a few short moments, he would then start to get up and walk around. Each step is getting easier as he's quickly adapting to it. He would then meet Bubbles and mirror his dance, but then he would then meet the legendary King Kai himself. After making a funny joke, King Kai would then offer to train Goku. Goku was instantly able to learn the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb at a much faster rate, giving Goku only a few weeks' time. Something that would take him almost a year to probably do normally, it only took him a few weeks to actually learn the Kaioken and perfect it. Goku was even able to push the Kaioken even higher to times 2, 3, 4, and even 5, and not destroy his body. He was also able to charge up the Spirit Bomb at a much faster rate, and actually make it much bigger, reaching out more to more plants and animals. He would then not waste time, as he would then fly back even faster, arriving with less than half a day, all the way back towards Earth. He would then be there with his friends when Nappa, Vegeta, and the others would then arrive, as now was the main event. Vegeta and Nappa would then scoff at them, saying that that's definitely the Kakarot, the one in the middle, but we're here for these Dragon Balls, we know that you know about them. Goku would then explain that they're magical orbs that can grant you any wish. This would then be relayed to Frieza as he heard it. This is when Raditz would then jump in to fight. He would actually fight Nappa, having a very intense battle with him. Now Piccolo is in this as well. Raditz and Piccolo have grown to respect each other by this point, they're like comrades, as they both are cut from the same cloth, being evil, turning more towards being on the good side. Now with Piccolo and Raditz teaming up to fight Nappa, they would actually overpower Nappa and get him on the running end. This is when Vegeta would then cut in, begin fighting Goku, but Goku would then cut him off, and he would easily deflect Vegeta's blows. Vegeta would then fight Goku with everything that he has, but Goku was just far too powerful. Every single attack that Vegeta would try hitting him with, Goku would just easily dodge it like it was nothing. Vegeta's anger was boiling, as Nappa by this point was actually killed by Piccolo and Raditz teaming up. Piccolo charged up a special beam cannon and he actually fired it, hitting him and killing him. Vegeta, out of anger, would then look to one of Goku's friends. He would then smirk at him as he would then scream, launching ki blasts everywhere, trying to hit everybody. Luckily, Goku was able to deflect all of the ki blasts around them. Goku then delivered a powerful gut punch as Vegeta was then running out of options. But he knows that if he turns into a great ape, Raditz and even Goku will just turn into one anyway. So Vegeta at the losing end would then charge up a Gallic gun to kill the planet and take it with him. This is when once he fires the attack, Goku would easily then slap the blast away, shocking Vegeta. Goku didn't even need to fire his own Kamehameha wave. Goku was far too powerful for Vegeta, and Goku would then tell him to leave and never return. Vegeta would actually listen, as there's nothing that he can do to stop Goku. He would then tell him that it's a mistake sparing me. Vegeta would then fly off, as now Frieza is now heading his way to planet Namek as we speak. Raditz still has his scouter and he would learn of this. This would then send Goku and them to then want to go back to Namek, since Goku has a good relationship with the Namekians. He's the one that went there and they treated him kindly and were really good people. He doesn't want them to be slaughtered. So they already have a ship, and by this point is way faster than the original one. Remember, as Bulma's worked on this years beforehand. Remember, this is 5 to 6 plus years later, so yes, they are much quicker. So now that him, mainly Goku, Raditz, Bulma, Piccolo would then all get within the ship and then fly off, as Gohan was told to stay just to be safe, as Gohan is still pretty strong, but not as strong as Goku would want. He also wants Gohan to be comfortable, and Goku didn't really have a choice as he was stuck in the hospital. This also means that Goku is not critically injured, he can leave with them. Once when they would leave, they would then take a next week to then arrive on Namek. Goku's anger will begin boiling as he can see the dead Namekians already. They're not all killed, but a good chunk of them are. Goku knows to find Elder Guru first, as he would then quickly fly off, but the scouters were tracking him, as then people like Qui and them found him, as even Vegeta showed up. Goku would easily dispatch of Qui, and then this is when Vegeta would then state that you cannot fly, as the scouters can pick it up. As Vegeta would then fly off on his own laughing, telling him to watch his back, Goku would quickly run and jump all of his way, all the way down to Elder Guru's place, seeing that Elder Guru looks more sick and tired and sad. Elder Guru would then read his mind again, but he was so happy to see Goku, as it's been years, seeing him mature into a fine young man. Goku would then tell him that he will do whatever he can to stop this monster named Frieza. After learning that Frieza is now heading on his way to planet Namek in search for Dragon Balls, Goku and his friends all left, heading right towards planet Namek, as Goku has a good relationship with the Namekian, as they were the ones that helped him save his friend. So Goku's gonna do everything he can to stop Frieza. Now on his way too, they would have met Vegeta, who would have still been on his conquest to find the Dragon Balls for himself. Vegeta thinks that if he can wish for immortality, then he can definitely stop Frieza and even Kakarot, because he'll be unkillable. Goku and his friends. Now by the way, who would be with Goku during this time? I feel like Raditz would definitely stay behind, and hear me out why. It's because Raditz would want to stay on Earth because he wants to make sure that Earth is safe and Goku asked him to. And the three main people, because of Goku's appetite, they would not have had enough to bring 2 full-grown Saiyans in that ship. for nearly a couple of weeks. There's no way they would have been able to last that long. So actually, it was Goku, Bulma, Krillin. And Gohan did not come along this time, and Raditz promises that he'll continue training him, as Goku doesn't think that Gohan is ready to go out and do this dangerous mission. Because Goku knows that Frieza is there and he knows how dangerous he is. The reason why Gohan went and Goku accepted it is because Goku was bedbound with all of his bones shattered and broken, so he didn't really have a choice. It was Gohan. He was proud of his son for that. So Raditz will continue training Gohan, and Raditz notices how strong Gohan has actually become. Gohan, by this point, with his potential and the fact that he continues training, Raditz knows that if he can continue training him alongside with Piccolo's help, they think for sure that definitely Gohan can have the potential to outbeat his father, which we all know is not true. But Gohan's potential is insanely busted. He can surpass his father in their eyes, so they continue training him. Gohan will begin survival training, as Piccolo agrees on this with Raditz, as Raditz and Piccolo actually became like respected brothers in a way, as they did respect each other's teachings. Now, there can only be one real teacher. Now, it was mainly between Piccolo. He taught Gohan way better ki control. Raditz taught Gohan how to be a Saiyan and how to basically embrace who he was. Now, Gohan was loving it, as this Gohan in this version has his father around a lot more. So Gohan was actually more open to fighting, and he was actually loving it. As Gohan is still very gentle-hearted, he doesn't want to hurt anybody or cause any harm, but he understands that sometimes you gotta defend yourself against bad people. Goku taught him that. Remember that Goku died and then so on, he disappeared for over a year, came back, and it was just back and forth. Gohan was just basically smothered around by Chi-Chi, but Gohan was very, very lighthearted and gentle. And now having two really high-strung masters has definitely made Gohan a lot more confident within himself. So Gohan would have the classic G that his father had on top of his little sword, as Gohan would survive and go on his own, fighting his Uncle Raditz and basically Uncle Piccolo. Now Gohan's potential would continue to skyrocket, as Gohan by this point, between training, has also made Piccolo and Raditz grow a lot stronger too since then, as Raditz by this point is around 30 to 40,000, Piccolo is around 40 to 45,000, they're roughly similar in strength. Gohan already has a battle power of over 30,000. Gohan is quickly starting to catch up, and he's learning moves almost instantly, as now his class is fighting Piccolo and Raditz at full strength, and he can hold his own pretty well. And on top of this too, they also have sensu beans. Now we know that corn originally, remember Yajirobe ate most of them, the corn ran out of his stock, but Goku and his friends did take 2 sensu beans, and Goku purposely left some for Gohan, as he didn't want Gohan to get seriously hurt. He knows how hard Piccolo and Raditz are going to train him. In case Gohan gets hurt, he left 2 sensu beans with them while they're gone. In case Gohan or anything happens on planet Earth as well, they can recover their strength and continue fighting in case something does attack Earth, as Goku doesn't know. So Gohan would have already used one of these sensu beans while he was fighting Raditz and Piccolo at the same time, as they were both teaming on him to put him in a real-life death or life scenario. Gohan was gravely wounded. After eating the sensu bean, he would only grow even stronger, getting that Zenkai buff. I really wish I had the Zenkai gains myself. Cutting back before falling to Namek, Goku and his friends would have then jumped around Namek, running around as they don't want the scouters to pick them up just yet. Goku can sense Frieza, and he senses how powerful he was, but this does make Goku extremely excited. Goku wants to battle Frieza. He wants to give him everything he has, as for the first time in his life, he actually has the Saiyan blood boiling. Think about it. So far in Goku's 25 plus years of living, he's never actually been pushed to his absolute limit and actually fought somebody of near equal strength or maybe even a content with him before. He's always fought people that were under him, and it felt really boring. He was like a Saitama in a way. He was just very bored. This also means that Goku was slacking a little bit on his training. Now, when he was younger, he did train very hard. But now during those 5 years, he barely did really any training at all. And the only actual training that he really learned was from King Kai, as Vegeta and Nappa really made him hyped up to go fight. But other than that, Goku didn't even train that hard either, as King Kai already told him that Goku's power far surpasses Vegeta and Nappa's strength from what he can sense. But just to be wary. So Goku, by this point for the first time sensing Frieza, he actually is getting very excited. Now meeting up, Frieza would notice that 5 of his Dragon Balls are missing, and he would then summon the Ginyu Force. This is because Vegeta stole the Dragon Balls, and this is after he fought Zarbon, and he would have still lost when Zarbon transformed. Now remember, Vegeta also killed Dodoria as well, so once when Vegeta was healed back up to full strength, he would then break out, and once when Zarbon would then find Vegeta again, he would easily kill him in their matchup this time, Vegeta getting that Zenkai gains. This is when Goku would then meet Grand Elder Guru once again, and he would then ask him, what can we do to stop Frieza? And he would ask him, because remember, Goku can sense Frieza, and maybe there's a way how he can distract Frieza long enough for the friends to find the Dragon Balls. As remember, Krillin was there. As Krillin can basically fly around at supersonic speed anyway, him and Bulma can just fly around and go look for it. As Krillin can carry Bulma, they can fly around. This is when Bulma does have the Dragon Radar, as she was able to reprogram it following as it's Dragon Balls 2, and it would sense the magic, and it actually works. So, they notice that there are 5 Dragon Balls hidden nearby in the water. So they would then fly over. This is when Goku would also meet Nail as well, and Goku already knew about Nail, so he's happy to see him again. Now, by this point as well, they would then have the Ginyu Force called, and they would then land. This is when Goku would actually battle the Ginyu Force. All the while, they would have actually found the Dragon Balls, and then this is when Frieza would then arrive. Now, once when Frieza arrives, he then finds the 5 Dragon Balls. Now, Vegeta realizes that he was too late to try and capture the Dragon Balls, as he sensed that Frieza was coming, so he ran away. Frieza would then take them, as he would also call for Captain Ginyu to leave and come help him carry these back to his spaceship. Captain Ginyu would want to stay and fight the Saiyan, but he would decide to leave. As now that him and Frieza left, Goku would then battle the other 4 by himself. Goku would fly in first, as Guldo would try stopping him with his time ability. But Goku would easily overpower it, being way too strong, as he would use his own strength to beat time. Goku would then fly out and decapitate Guldo, killing him Vegeta style. This is when the other 3, Jace, Recoome, and Burter, would then fly in all together, teaming up. Jace and Burter was the better of the team up, as they were literally training to do the team up, being the Blue Hurricane. Now this is when Recoome would then try his Ultra Fighting Bomber technique while they distract him. Goku realizes and sees him wide open. He would then use his own energy to shove those 2 back and deliver a powerful elbow to Recoome, killing him the same way as he did before. This is when he would waste no time, flying in towards Jace, delivering a powerful neck chop to him, killing him, then disappearing behind Burter, and then grabbing him, then slamming him down to the ground, and where he would fire a Kamehameha wave obliterating him, thus killing 4 total members of the Ginyu Force. Now there was only 1 left, as now this is when Captain Ginyu would then sense that their power levels were dropping, as a scouter, as he tried reading out to them, didn't work. He would then fly off, as Frieza was trying to make all the 7 Dragon Balls actually work, but they weren't. He then thinks about it and thinks that there must be the Namekian tongue. That is the only way. But Frieza would then leave to go search. But again, Grand Elder Guru knows about this, so this is when Goku would then go fight Captain Ginyu first. Now Vegeta by this time knows about this, so they would have snuck behind Frieza as he was flying off to go find the Namekian. This is when they would have then taken it, and then they would have taken the Dragon Balls, spreading them apart so Frieza does not have them all. Now while Frieza was out searching for Namekians, most of the Namekians weren't declining. This is when Nail would also sacrifice himself by going to go fight. Now Frieza would have killed Nail, as Nail was distracting him the whole time. They did not make any wish. As you guys remember, they separated the Dragon Balls, and there was no actual need for them to make a wish. They just wanted to help save the Namekians. This is when Goku would have fought Captain Ginyu. Now, they would have had the same standoff, and Captain Ginyu would raise his power level. Now, once when Goku begins powering up, it would then shoot past 180,000 and make his scouter blow up. Captain Ginyu would then laugh as he would then shout the Change Now technique. But Goku here was far too fast, as Goku would have been able to dodge the attack just barely, and he was able to deliver a powerful punch to Captain Ginyu's chest, punching right through him, killing him. And Goku thought that was really close, he didn't know what that move was. Captain Ginyu would then fall dead. This is when Frieza would finally get a Namekian who would be willing to talk. It was Dende. And then he would throw Dende on the ground, but then he sees that his glorious Dragon Balls, they're gone. Frieza's anger would skyrocket as his purple aura would begin flaring. The entire planet was shaking as Dende would just crawl away to safety. Frieza now has to find these Dragon Balls all over again, until a man would then step up, and it was Goku. Frieza would then wonder, who is he? And wait, he's seen him before. Who is he? Frieza then realizes that this must be the offspring of that one Saiyan that stood up to him all those years ago. This is when Goku then explained who he was, that he was Son Goku. He was a Saiyan raised on planet Earth. Frieza would then scowl, saying that another Saiyan is alive. When will the species die? They're just like a cockroach, they just don't go away. This is when Frieza would then charge up a death beam, telling him to die. Now remember, Frieza's scouter by this point, does he have it? Yes, but Goku's suppressing his power level. This is when he would then fire a death beam, which Goku would then spike his power level so high, it would actually shatter Frieza's scouter. This is when Frieza would then be surprised, thinking that not only did my scouter just explode, he also deflected my death beam. At that range, Goku would then get into a fighting stance, challenging Frieza to a match, saying that he caused all this damage to the Namekians and more, and he will finish him. Frieza would then begin laughing as he would get into a stance himself, saying that you are definitely different than the other Saiyans. This is when Vegeta and all the other people are watching nearby, as Vegeta's not meddling in with all that. Now Vegeta would realize that the little Namekian was there, so Dende has gotten far enough away, Vegeta would try to demand him to tell him about the Dragon Balls and how to work. But Dende states that the only way is for me to make the wish, but we don't need to. I think that Saiyan can stop him. Now Vegeta knows that his plan is foiled, as if he does summon the dragon, would it appear and just ruin everything? He would then tell him to summon it, but will they notice? Which Dende would state yes. So Vegeta would then throw him to the side, as all he has to do now is just sit back and watch, as there's nothing that he can do. This is when Vegeta would then actually hope that Kakarot does kill the Saiyan, because once when he does, and they kill each other, Vegeta can then make his wish. Then he can be the only true apex predator in this entire universe, being number 1. This is when Goku and Frieza were then trading blows back and forth. But Goku was very excited. Frieza was the strongest person he's ever fought so far. He was getting his blood pumping. Goku was actually using his real strength that he's never used before. Goku doesn't even know what his limit is either. As continuing to battle Frieza, Goku was easily handling Frieza in his first form. This is when Frieza would then claim that he does have 4 other transformations. This is when he has 3 other transformations, excluding the first one, of course, having his first, second, and third, and then 4th form. This is when Frieza will begin transforming. Frieza would then jump into his second form. His power has almost doubled since that, which would then shock Goku, but then get him excited. The two would then continue fighting, as Goku was still able to match his own. Now Goku by this point was using a little bit more power than before, but it was still very excited. This is when Frieza would then skip the 3rd form, as there's no point, and he would then go into his 4th form. Now Goku was very excited. As Frieza would then charge in, Frieza would then showcase 50% of his full power. Battling Goku, Goku was actually shocked with how strong Frieza was. Now Goku by this point is more powerful than himself as he was in the Namekian arc. Now Goku in the original had a battle power of around 3 million. Goku in this, now mind you, the last time that Goku had actual serious training was with King Kai, but that was only a few weeks of training. Goku has not really trained super intensely since he was a kid, nor has he had a fight to really push him like how Frieza would in his life. So far, Goku has basically done little training, and his battle power is already stronger than he was on Namek. And he's already able to contend with 50% Frieza in his base form, while Goku before has nearly died multiple times, and he's also trained way intensely in gravity training. So this goes to show you that his potential is just scratching the surface of how high Goku can actually go. But now once that Goku now has a goal, you will very quickly see how high his potential is going to be shooting up. This is when Goku now for the first time gets a true joy of battle. He would continue battling Frieza, as Frieza began to start overpowering the Saiyan, as Vegeta was shocked with how strong Goku was, but Frieza's strength is just a nightmare. Now this is when Goku would then use the Kaioken technique, but his energy was already too low as Frieza damaged him too much, and the Kaioken technique would just hurt him more, and he realized that. In the burst, he would then use Kaioken times 3, and he would actually get the damage on Frieza, and he would then fire a full power Kamehameha wave, and it would actually nearly kill Frieza if Frieza was not just strong enough. He bumped his power up to 80% just to survive. This is when Frieza would then showcase himself back up, as now the crater was now massive, Goku was basically out of energy. This is when Frieza would then fire death beams hitting Goku, as Goku would then fall to his knee, as then Goku now realized for the first time he actually has a true smile on his face. And Frieza wonders, why is he so happy? And Goku thanks Frieza, as then Goku will begin clenching his fist, as he feels a new power surge within him. that for the first time, he can actually use this power. Frieza doesn't know what he's talking about, as Goku would begin to transform. Goku always knew that he had this power within him. It was the Super Saiyan power. Goku actually unlocked this power when he was actually way younger. He even showcased it to King Kai on the King Kai's world. Goku has had Super Saiyans around Goten's age. As why did Goku never use this? It's because when he was a child, he couldn't really control the power too much, and it made him really upset. Now, Goku never really needed to use the form. Now, mind you, he never actually needed to use it until now. As, why would he need to? Goku just wanted a thrill. He wanted someone to push him to his limit. This is when Goku would then showcase to Frieza just how strong he actually is. Mind you, this is just Goku with barely little training. He can do this. Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan. This would shock everybody, mainly Frieza the most. How? He's a Super Saiyan? He's been hiding this power this whole time? This is when Goku would then appear right in front of Frieza and deliver a powerful gut punch right to his stomach, launching Frieza back. Now this is when we're going to be having Frieza trying to do everything he can to attack Goku. He would even get desperate and then charge up a death ball to take the whole planet out with him. But Goku was too fast. He would appear right behind Frieza, delivering a powerful blow to the back of his neck, knocking Frieza into a crater. This is when Goku would then grab Frieza and lift him up, as he would give him one chance to get out of here and never return. Frieza at this point would then try to attack his friends. Goku would have caught his hand and crushed it, as Goku then states that he gave him one chance to change, but I guess he never will. This is when Goku would then charge up a Kamehameha wave in his one single hand, firing right in Frieza's face, which would then completely incinerate the Emperor. Now, how strong is this version of Goku so far? Mind you, this is Goku with very minimal training. For the first time, he actually fought somebody that actually pushed him for the first time. But Goku now has a new fire in his stomach to really start training. And on top of the fact he's on Super Saiyan. Now, in terms of base Goku basically has power levels similar to that of 50% Frieza, so it's around 60 million, which is way stronger than he was in the original, and the fact that he's done little to no training. The only training that actually kind of made him work for like a couple of days was the 10 times gravity training, but he adapted to that within a day or two. Other than that, he hasn't really had any crazy training other than when he was a little kid. On top of the Super Saiyan transformation, Goku by this point, if you do the 60 times 50, that would have his power up to base over 3 billion, meaning that Goku by this point can easily wipe out the two androids, basically Android 17, 18, 19, Android 20, Dr. Gero. He can defeat Android 16, he can definitely defeat Cell. I personally think that he can probably contend and probably overpower second form Cell. Maybe not perfect Cell or super perfect Cell, but already that's insane strength, especially in a short little bit. We're going to get to how strong he really is. This is when Goku, after defeating it, would then leave with his friends. Now before they do this, Dende would make the wish, and Vegeta would not have a choice. He's going to stay quiet during this one. They would then make the wish to bring all the Namekians back that were killed by Frieza. And they don't really need any other wishes. As Vegeta would then scoff and state that he doesn't even care anymore. Even if he was immortal, that Saiyan would probably find a way to kill him anyway. They say that that's it for now. Now Goku would then ask him if is it possible that they could actually go back to Earth and be teleported back. Which, of course, Grand Elder Guru personally came out to basically talk to Goku. Now, Grand Elder Guru was very sick and he was dying, as Goku would then go to him and thank him for everything that he's done. Grand Elder Guru would then make Dende the next guardian of basically Planet Namek, as he promises Dende and makes him promise that Goku will always be allowed here as he's the savior of the universe. Dende, of course, says yes, as Dende was now the sole keeper of the Dragon Balls. Once when he passed that power on Dende, this means that if Grand Elder dies, the Dragon Balls will not disappear. Now this is when Grand Elder Guru would then pass away, thanking Goku and everyone else peacefully. This is when Dende would then make the final wish, as Goku and all of his friends, and even Vegeta. Goku asked Vegeta if he wants to come along. Vegeta doesn't have a choice, as he would then say, whatever, fine. This is when they were all sent back to Earth instantly alongside with the ship. Once when they arrived back, Goku was really excited, as now Gohan was very happy to see his father alongside with Chi-Chi as well. Now this does change some things. Goku never goes to planet Yardrat, where he never learns the instant transmission technique. So Goku does not have instant transmission anymore. But the Yardrat people were saved though, because the Ginyu Force were going to be heading there to kill them anyway. Now we are going to cut forward to Goku enjoying peaceful time with his wife and his son. Now over a year later, a young man would then appear with purple hair. This was Trunks. Trunks by this point is from the original future timeline, not the what if version. So Trunks knows about the androids who killed all of his friends and even his master Gohan. Trunks would then see that Frieza didn't show up like how he was going to, nor did Goku arrive from space. Something's not adding up. Did going back already change a lot? Trunks would then find Goku near his home as he was training. Goku, ever since fighting Frieza, has actually been training very intensely, as his power level has only spiked massively since then. Same with Piccolo, Raditz, and even Gohan. Since Goku's training around them all the time, they're capitalizing on Goku and Gohan's potential. Now father and son are rising quickly in power. Trunks would then meet up with Goku, and after a brief explanation showcasing Super Saiyan, just like the usual, having a little sparring match, he would then explain to Goku all about the androids, and all about Dr. Gero, when they're going to be appearing, and what date and what time. Now Piccolo is nearby. He could hear this because Namekians have super hearing. They can basically hear across the universe at this point. This is when Trunks would then bid Goku a farewell and that he'll see them then, and he would also tell Goku about the heart virus medicine as well, giving it to Goku. In case when Goku starts feeling ill, he can use this medicine to feel better. So, after doing this, this is when Trunks would then leave, and they would have now 3 years to train. Piccolo would then tell Goku to spill the beans and that they're going to have to tell their friends the right way. And maybe Raditz will say it better. Raditz would then pull everybody together, all the Z fighters, a dozen of them, and tell them all about the androids and that they have 3 years of training. After everybody would then leave, Goku and them would then continue training near Gohan's place, as Raditz has taken residency up there, and Raditz even has a new girlfriend. And her name is Launch. After she was failing to find Tien for so long, as of course this was bad Launch, she would then come across Raditz. And after the two would have a pretty funny exchange, they would then start becoming friends, and then that turns into more and more and more. Now Bulma and Vegeta would start dating like the original, getting married, and then of course having Trunks, just like the original timeline. So Trunks would still be conceived the same way, everything would then go the same. Just Raditz now has a new girlfriend, Launch, and even he's going to be looking at having a kid soon as well, and Trunks was born too. But most of that would pretty much go the exact same, not much else would really change. And during those 3 years, it was still Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku, but this time adding in Raditz. Now Goku by this point would have actually taught Raditz how to turn into a Super Saiyan, and with a lot of trouble, Raditz would be able to learn how to do it. Gohan was able to learn Super Saiyan within a couple of weeks of training. Now Gohan, remember, his potential is being capitalized, so his S-Cell count is even higher, the fact that he's been training since a young age. Gohan was quickly able to learn Super Saiyan very fast, almost like Goten. So now you have 3 Super Saiyans. Now, Vegeta also went out into space as well, and he knew that they turned Super Saiyan because he can sense it. This would then make Vegeta turn into a Super Saiyan himself. So now you have 4 Super Saiyans already. Now, Piccolo, by this point, having another ally like Raditz, who Piccolo can really relate to, because Raditz was bad, but then he turned good. Piccolo would then learn that they need every tool that they can to defeat the androids, because you never know how strong they are. Piccolo would then accept it, as he would then meet up with Kami. This is when Kami understands what Piccolo means by this, and Piccolo and Kami would then fuse, becoming one. This makes Piccolo actually relevant to Goku and the others. Now this is not a one-time thing. Remember, this is near the very end, when they were actually preparing to go fight the androids. Piccolo would then make the decision to be as strong as he possibly can to go fight the androids. Now this is when we're going to be having Goku, all the friends arriving. Vegeta was still heading back there. Trunks would then show up as well. So now you technically have 5 Super Saiyans in total, plus 1 Super Namekian. So you have basically 6 super level characters, which is crazy. This is when they're extra prepared. After Dr. Gero and Android 19 would then show up, this is where some changes are going to occur. Goku now being so much stronger. By I mean stronger, I mean ungodly stronger. For the first time, Goku's actually training with motivation, true motivation, to become the strongest that he can potentially be. Goku's base form, he wouldn't even need to turn into a Super Saiyan. Goku would easily crush and destroy Android 19, toying with him the whole time. This power of Goku in base form easily eclipses Super Saiyan Goku originally. But now, when Goku starts fighting Dr. Gero, who would try to absorb his energy, Goku would begin to feel his heart starting to fail him. Now, Goku notices this earlier on, because he was too focused on fighting and trying to push through it. Goku's not in his Super Saiyan form, he's in his base form, which means that he's more level-headed and more calm, and not focused just on fighting and craziness. Goku would then realize it and tell me that they need to leave now. Goku would then, alongside with Yamcha and the others, would then fly full speed back towards Hiroshi's home. Now, they don't need Goku, as even Piccolo and the others easily defeat Dr. Gero, as Dr. Gero does try to escape, but it's too fast, because Trunks is there, plus Gohan, plus Piccolo, and then Vegeta shows up too. Dr. Gero is killed. Now, over time, Bulma would be able to actually find Dr. Gero's lab, and she would then find the two androids, plus Android 16 as well. She would also learn of a project called Cell that was actually being worked on, but she would then discard that, as she would then take the three androids back to Capsule Corp for safekeeping, as she would then reprogram them entirely, changing their whole outlook to where Goku's not the enemy, but they only look at peace. Now, after reprogramming them fully, changing their database and everything, she would then start them back up. Now, the two androids, basically, and all of them, would be pretty much the same mood-wise, as their personalities would not change, but they are way more peaceful now. They're not going to cause chaos or cause problems. They would actually think that Goku and the friends are actually family almost in a way, and they're heroes. So Bulma changed it like that. Now, the two androids are going to go off on their own to go have fun and play around, but just not in the destructive way. Android 16 does not have a goal, as Goku was his only goal. He's an earlier android. Bulma would have actually reprogrammed him to kind of basically be free, but Android 16 would actually decide to then travel around the world to actually protect animals, as this seems like a very good job for him, actually, to be more of like a ranger. Even Android 17 was thinking about it too. Now, Android 18 would have actually met Krillin, and she would have already started liking him even faster. But now Cell would have still appeared. Now, once when Cell appears and the two androids would have fought Cell, remember, they don't have any data on Cell at all, nor anything else. So they don't know Cell at all. Cell would then trick, as remember Krillin, by the way, was also with Android 18 hanging out. This is when Cell would then appear right in front of Krillin and them. Krillin would then try to fight Cell alongside with Android 18, but it was no avail. Cell was too strong. Cell would then slap Krillin to the side, nearly killing him, and he would then absorb Android 18. Now, this is when Cell's power and growth would then be notified by everybody. Goku was still recovering. This is when Piccolo and the others would then fly off to go see Cell. Now, Piccolo, even in a Super Namekian form, he is much stronger. He would have been able to defeat Cell and the androids by himself, but this is second form Cell, and he was way too strong. Now, Vegeta did not take the L from Android 18, so he didn't actually train, and he knows about the androids personally, but he didn't actually train and go to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. So once when Vegeta does actually appear to fight second form Cell, this is when he gets the ass whooping that he got before, like with Android 18. So there's no Super Vegeta, as Vegeta was easily knocked out by Cell, but killed. This is when he would then try to find Android 17, trying to bait him. This is when Android 17 would then appear. Now, before he could, Gohan would then jump in, as Gohan was basically the strongest alongside Raditz. Now, Raditz was similar in strength to Piccolo, being a little bit stronger, as now Raditz would then return Super Saiyan alongside with Gohan, battling second form Cell. Now, Gohan here was actually stronger than they are, and he was actually giving second form Cell a really good fight. But unfortunately, second form Cell was just too strong. He would have then absorbed Android 17, as it was too late and they couldn't save him. Now, by this point, Cell would still notify how strong they are, and he would still make the Cell games. Goku would have recovered by this point, and this is when Goku, now with new determination, would then go square Cell up and see how he fares. Mind you, Goku's been training for over 3 years. Goku would then meet up to fight Cell just by himself, as he knows that he can beat him. Cell would then laugh at him, saying that there's no way that he can actually match and defeat him. Now, by the way, some people are wondering, will Android 17 and 18 make Cell stronger, because shouldn't they actually be stronger? Just for what it purposes, they're the exact same, so don't be salty in the comments. So Cell pretty much is around the same strength. Even if the two androids are even stronger, it wouldn't really change. Goku has had 3 years of crazy god level training. So Goku here has now gotten way stronger. Of course, he wasn't untrained like how Frieza was, where he got the golden form instantly. That's not how it works. but he does have most of the potential of everyone around him. Goku would then battle Cell in base form again, being able to actually match Cell pretty well. This is when Cell would then be shocked with how strong Goku was. We can compare this fight to how Vegeta handled Buhan. This is exactly how it goes power scaling wise. Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan, shocking Cell with how strong he was. Goku would easily overpower Cell. Now Goku can sense two energies in there. Android 17 and 18 were just absorbed. This is not 11 plus days later, so he knows he can save them. And now Cell was getting desperate, as in Goku would then fire a Kamehameha wave. He would accidentally use too much power and incinerate Cell. Now Cell was still alive because his nucleus was still intact, so Cell would then come back and even get a Zenkai. Goku would then smirk as this was making it more fun. They would then continue fighting, but Cell was still completely outmatched. Goku would then showcase how outmatched he actually was. As Goku would then charge up, his muscles would then bulk up just a little bit, and his hair would then spike up as he would then burst into a Super Saiyan 2. Cell was in utter shock at this power, as Goku's strength was rivaling, even surpassing the Buu saga levels of power. This is when Cell would then try to jump in and deliver a powerful punch to Goku. He would then miss, as Goku would then deliver a powerful gut punch to Cell. This would then make Cell forcefully spit out both the androids, reverting back to his first form. Goku would then charge up a Kamehameha wave, appearing right in front of Cell, and incinerating the bio android, killing him completely. Now that Cell was completely gone, the two androids would then recover and they would thank Goku for what they did. Now Android 17 would have left with Android 16 to kind of go be like a park ranger in a way, and to go protect the animals. Android 18 would have gotten with Krillin a little bit faster, but it wouldn't really change much. And now that there was peace, this means that Goku never died, he never learned the fusion dance, nor did he ever learn about Super Saiyan 3. But he probably doesn't even need it. This is when Vegeta now has more motivation than ever to try and unlock this new Super Saiyan power, alongside with Raditz and Gohan. But now during the 7 years, there will be much peace until then. During the 7 years of peace, since Goku never passed away, he would have never learned about Super Saiyan 3. He would have also never learned the Metamorian fusion dance as well. But this doesn't really matter because Goku's potential is so high. Goku, after seeing this strong opponent, Goku now has a new idea of training. Goku during these 7 years now trains with a goal, as this is one of the first times in his life that he's actually training for motivation, to wonder how strong can he actually become, as he would utilize his full power of his potential. Even beings like Gohan, as in the original, he was looked down upon because he didn't train much. He focused more on studying, which was his downfall. This version of Gohan, having way more teachers and masters such as of course Raditz, Goku, and Piccolo around, Gohan kept his training up, utilizing his genetics as well, making him much more stronger. Even the likes of Raditz, who already has high potential anyway, considering he is a part of a Sun family. Having a brother of Goku, Raditz's potential could even be high as well if he worked hard. As Goku has a natural ability to learn things, I feel like Raditz is somewhat similar to Goku's original potential. Since Raditz trains very hard, and also fighting a powerful being like Goku, Raditz would even use the gravity room alongside with Vegeta as well, as him and Vegeta have a high respect. Now Vegeta is also pushing himself, as Vegeta's current goal is to actually defeat Kakarot one day, but he knows that that might never happen. His main goal is to at least be the second strongest, which we all know, Vegeta's main goal is to be number 1. But he will be content being second, if he needs to be, as he doesn't want Raditz, the low class, surpassing him, let alone his half-breeded son or the Namekian as well. During these 7 years, the majority of the Earthling Z fighters have also slacked off training as well. Now we know that Krillin did get stronger as he kept his training up too, but he did slow down a little bit because of Marin having a daughter. But Krillin still kept his training up, alongside with Tien, Yamcha, and the others, having a little bit more motivation. The only person who really stopped was actually Yamcha, as Yamcha went towards more baseball, growing a big career. Now Trunks and Goten were still born like the original What If timeline, and this is also when Raditz is going to have a child as well. So her, Goten, and Trunks are kind of like a little trio, and they train and grow stronger together, already having amazing potential. Now Goten and Trunks already have massive potential in general, let alone the girl as well. So the trio is kind of like a little fusion team, and they would always train together and growing as strong as they can, becoming almost like brothers and sisters in a way. Now Goku and the others would have all met up for the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament just like before. Now, most of the events would have transpired the same. Gohan would have still gone to Orange Star High School, where he would have met Videl and the others. Now, Gohan would have still became the Great Saiyan Man. None of that would have really gone differently because Gohan, again, is not slacking on his training, so Gohan would have still done the superhero gig for fun, and also it's legendary too. This is when Gohan was happy to meet all of his friends again, and of course they were not having an emotional tribute because Goku is not here for just 24 hours. This is when Goku would send somebody, and it was the Supreme Kai. Now the Supreme Kai would still face off against Piccolo. Now from what we know, this version of Piccolo is a little bit different. This version of Piccolo did fuse with Kami, but he did not fuse with Nail. At this point it doesn't really matter, because this version of Piccolo has a much stronger opponent that he's been fighting, such as Raditz and Goku. Piccolo's actually grown a lot stronger. This version of Piccolo we will get in shortly will show how powerful he's actually become, and we're going to get into that shortly. But where this version around, Piccolo I feel would still step down and not choose to fight the Supreme Kai, as he would still be intimidated by him. Now this is when Goku and the others would be excited as Vegeta was pitted up to fight Goku. Now this is when Goten and Trunks would have actually fought each other, and this time around, the person who would actually win was Goten. Now why is this? Is because even though Trunks is a year older, Vegeta only recently started training Trunks in gravity. As for Goku, Gohan, Raditz, and Piccolo, they would have all actually been teaching Goten. As of course Chi-Chi would have hated it, but Goku around and he did farming, but while he did farming, he also trained Goten during the free time. But Goten's actually been training a lot, alongside training with his big brother Gohan during Gohan's sparring sessions. So Goten already does have Super Saiyan, same with Trunks as well, but Goten's learned to master this power, and Goten has grown much more stronger. But it was still a tough fight, but Trunks would have had no chance against Goten's, and he would have been the winner. Now cutting back, Vegeta was ecstatic to fight Kakarot, but of course Vegeta's not as hate-hearted as he was in the original, because he knows that he can fight Kakarot whenever he wants, so it's not like a one-chance opportunity. This is when Gohan would have saw Videl being beaten by Spopovich. Now after giving her a senzu bean, Gohan would then begin powering up in front of the Kibito Kai. Now in front of Kibito, he would have then had Gohan turning into a Super Saiyan 2 with relative ease, showing off his full power. This would then shock Kibito Kai at the raw strength that Gohan actually had, even shocking the Supreme Kai as well, as he's never seen anything like it, while Goku and the others were all happy and they were proud of their son. As then, Spopovich and Yamu would have then stole Gohan's energy, instantly filling it up within a few seconds. Now the Supreme Kai would have been able to hold Gohan for just a very short moment, but it was more than enough. As they would have then flown off, the Supreme Kai would then explain the whole situation. Now Gohan would have not have had all of his energy sapped out, but he was a little bit weaker because of it. Now this is when they would then all learn about Majin Buu and Babidi. They would then all leave, following towards Babidi's ship. This is when Babidi does have the energy needed, Gohan had more than enough power to charge up Majin Buu's strength. So, this is when Gohan's energy would then be put into Buu, and Buu would be revived right away, as there would be no Majin Vegeta. Now once when we cut forward when the Z Fighters do arrive, now we're going to have an interesting situation. As Goku wants to fight Majin Buu first, but Vegeta tells him to stand aside, as he wants to face this blob himself, as Kakarot always gets the limelight. They would then do paper, rock, scissors to see who would actually win, and Vegeta would win. As he was finally waiting for this, he would tell him to stand aside. Vegeta would then burst into a Super Saiyan, and he would then go battle Majin Buu. Now during this time, Babidi would have also told Dabura to go kill the others. This is when Piccolo would actually step in, as Gohan was able to beat Dabura if he really wanted to, but he was still feeling a bit woozy from the ki drain, and Piccolo told him to stand back. He got this, kid. As Raditz could have also jumped in if he wanted to, but he'll stand back for now, as he does respect Piccolo's decision, same with Goku. Piccolo's been wanting to test out his new power anyway. This is when Piccolo would then charge up, and it would shock Dabura with how strong Piccolo actually is. From what we know, Piccolo by this point was near the early Cell Saga level of power, as he was relative to the Super Saiyan. But of course, beings like Dabura could have actually defeated Piccolo most likely. Then Dabura is similar in powers to Cell, but a little bit weaker, and Piccolo would have lost. This version of Piccolo is actually similar and way stronger than that. We'll get to that in a moment. Now this is when Piccolo would then battle Dabura, trading blows with them back and forth, and it was a very good fight. But with Piccolo's superior knowledge of battle IQ, he would have overpowered Dabura. And then this is when Deborah would then spit on Piccolo's arm, but he would then rip it off before it would turn him fully into stone and he would regenerate his limb. Piccolo would then stop playing as he would then smirk, stating that since he is the now creator of the Dragon Balls, he learned more of its power, and he learned that it can unlock latent potential. And remember, Piccolo did fuse with Kami a long time ago, making him the sole owner of the Dragon Balls. This is when Piccolo knew that he needed to become as strong as possible to protect them, and Piccolo knew that he can access the full power of the dragon. This is when Piccolo would then begin powering up, and he would then turn into his potential unleashed form. This is the same form that he got in the Dragon Ball Superhero movie, which makes him a lighter color and also removes the lines, but it's a massive increase in power. Piccolo would then easily dominate Deborah, easily overpowering him, sending him through pillars of rocks, as Deborah has no chance against this version of Piccolo. Now cutting back forward to Vegeta. Now Vegeta was still battling Majin Buu, and he wondered what a strange creature it was. This version of Vegeta is much stronger than his original self, because, again, he has a much higher goal to reach. Now Vegeta in the original trained nearly to death. This Vegeta would do the same thing, but he's actually been sparring with Kakarot and the others, as he just trained solely by himself for a long time, not this version. Vegeta's learned to accept it, and he learned to then train with growing with others. So beings like Raditz, Piccolo, Gohan, and Goku would battle Vegeta all the time. And of course, since Vegeta can regenerate and get Zenkais, this would then go to show that Vegeta's gotten a lot more powerful. This version of Vegeta in Super Saiyan 2 is way more powerful than his Super Saiyan 2 self as a Majin, the original. Now Babidi was panicking, Deborah was on the losing end, and it seemed like Buu was getting beaten easily. He begins panicking, as he would then run away to his crystal ball, getting away in time. This is when Babidi would then attack Vegeta's mind mid-fight. Vegeta would then fall to the ground holding his head as Buu was confused, as Babidi was trying to taint Vegeta's heart and trying to take him over. But Vegeta, within a massive burst of power, would then tell him that nobody controls him. He is his own master, and he would then shatter the spell on Babidi's control. This is when Vegeta would then kill Babidi, firing a Big Bang attack, destroying pretty much the whole ship. Now, beings like Yatkan and Pui Pui, they would have also came out as well, but beings like Raditz and Goku would have one-shot both of them anyway, so they're irrelevant to the cause. Now, this is when Buu was confused, because he wonders why Babidi did that. Mind you, Buu was just fighting to have fun. Now, Vegeta would then put the beat down on Buu. As Vegeta was furious, he would then showcase why he is number one. As Vegeta would then begin powering up, as he would begin streaming for about 4 minutes instead of 5. And he would then transform into a Super Saiyan 3. And Goku was very impressed to see this power, as he's only seen it once, as Vegeta still is brand new to this form. Now, why would Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3? Well, Vegeta basically stating was that he could use Super Saiyan 3, same as Goku, but when he saw the drawbacks of Super Saiyan 3, he decided not to use it. This version of Vegeta has never seen Super Saiyan 3 before, so he takes it as his own power. Vegeta would easily overpower Majin Buu, as he has no chance against this version of Vegeta. This version of Vegeta, in terms of power scaling, is around Super Buu's level, which is actually very impressive. As now Vegeta would easily overpower Majin Buu, he would prepare to kill him, but Goku would actually stop him, telling him wait, as he senses that Majin Buu is not all evil. He seems like a naughty child, doesn't know any better. And then Vegeta would then, really after a little bit, he would then say fine, but it's on your hands. As Majin Buu was then let go, and Goku tells him that look, if you want to fight every now and again, you can let us know, but you cannot cause harm to anyone else. Buu would then agree, and then Buu would then fly off being happy. This is where he would meet Mr. Satan, just like before, and they will become best friends. Now back to Deborah, Piccolo was smirking, as Deborah would then try everything he can, even using the flames, and also using his sword, which Piccolo would then block with his form, which would then shatter it. He would then grab Deborah by the throat, telling him that it's over. Piccolo would then put a hand to his chest and state good riddance, as he would then fire a massive ki blast, which would then make Deborah explode. Piccolo would then scoff, stating that, well, that was pretty easy, as the Supreme Kai was next to Gohan and Raditz, and he was in utter shock watching the whole thing, as he was shocked that they just let Majin Buu go, top of the fact they just defeated him, and Deborah and Babidi. He would then thank all of them, and him and Kibito would then leave, because they know that if Majin Buu ever did act out, these Z fighters can stop him anytime. Now with Majin Buu hanging out with Hercule was still shot, same with B, the dog. So this is when Majin Buu would then snap and Evil Buu would still be born. all those events would happen the same to where Super Buu was still created, and he would not kill Mr. Satan. He would then fly off. Now this is when Goku would have then sensed that huge surge in power a few days later. He would have then flown off as Super Buu wanted a rematch against Vegeta. Now Vegeta was more than willing to step up and do it. So Vegeta would then turn back into a Super Saiyan 3 and battle Super Buu. Now Gohan is fully recovered by this point, but he's staying back to watch. Now Super Buu was getting overpowered by Vegeta, quote, as Super Buu knew that Goku was the biggest threat. Vegeta was toying with him as he says that this is way too easy, as Vegeta was getting too cocky, and Goku can feel that. Now this is when Super Buu, by this point, he would have then got half his tail ripped off. Now half of his head antenna would have then fallen off. He would then smirk and tell Vegeta that you're missing the point. As then, the tail would then go over Gohan, Piccolo, and Raditz, absorbing the three. Goku was shocked as it was too late, as Buu would then summon them into his body, becoming Buuhan once again. Now Buuhan is just for short term, as it's just easier. Gohan's the strongest out of the three, and also he would have the same fatherly G, so let's just say that it's all the same, but the power is definitely not. Buu is actually much more stronger than he originally was, as mainly Raditz and mainly Gohan's the biggest key. Gohan, in terms of power by this point, was rivaling levels of Vegeta. That goes to show you just how strong Gohan actually is. Vegeta is around the levels of Super Buu Plus, as Vegeta at his full strength can definitely defeat Super Buu if he wanted to. Gohan by this point is between Buuhan and Vegeta levels of power. Raditz is near a similar boat, as he doesn't have Super Saiyan 3, but he learned to control Super Saiyan 2, so he is near the levels of, let's say, Kid Buu to weaker Super Buu, as he could maybe keep up with Vegeta for a short bit. Now Goku is in a whole level entirely. Now Goku was then frowning as he knows what he needs to do, as now Vegeta was really angry. Now by this point, Majin Buu would have also absorbed Vegeta, as by this point when Vegeta would then fly in, Buu would then turn him into candy, which Goku did not know that he had this ability. Now that Gohan, Piccolo, Raditz, and Vegeta was all absorbed by Majin Buu, eaten, Majin Buu's power was insane. Goku would then smirk as he would then tell him, fine, I see you just want to steal power, then I'll show you real power. And that absorbing trick's not going to work on me. This is when Goku would then get into his fighting stance, and just in his base form, Goku has not transformed yet. He would begin fighting this version of Buuhan. He was giving Buuhan the base Vegeta treatment, throwing him around a little bit. Goku for fun would then end this quickly, as he needs to get Buu really desperate. He knows that if he gets fully absorbed, he will then be able to go inside of Buu and free his friends. So this is when Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan to even Super Saiyan 2, shaking the entire universe. And far off, a certain cat nose was twitching, as he could feel this incredible power even in his dreams. Even an angel, who was enjoying a lovely dish by himself in the refrigerator, would then notice that there was an odd power that he's never sensed from a mortal before. And that person was Whis. But then he has to go, of course, attend to Beerus' sleeping pattern. Now Goku would then smirk and tell Buu to bring it. This is when Buu would then try fighting Goku to zero chance. His attacks do 0 damage to Goku, and this is when Buu would then become desperate and absorb Goku. Goku would then charge an aura and be absorbed, as it would be the same events, as he would then fly all the way through Buu and free all of his friends, even the good Majin Buu as well. Leaving Buu's body, Buu would begin transforming into Kid Buu. We all know that by this point, Goku is way too strong for Buu. Turning back into base form, Buu would then try destroying the planet, but Goku would easily flick the blast away, as he would then appear in front of Kid Buu and tell him that he has no time to waste on him. Goku would then put a ki blast in front of his face and completely incinerate Kid Buu, killing him. The Supreme Kai would have been there at that time, seeing what transpired, as Majin Buu is now basically fully dead, but the evil is all gone. It's just good. He would then thank Goku truly that the real Majin threat is gone. Once and everybody would then wake up, peace was finally restored back to planet Earth. Now cutting forward to the Battle of Gods arc. Some things are definitely going to be going differently. Beerus would still wake up, and he would travel to planet Earth, meeting Goku and his friends at Bulma's 38th birthday party. Now Goku would have battled Beerus, as Goku in Super Saiyan 2 would actually really impress Beerus. How strong is this version of Goku after those years of training? Goku in Super Saiyan 2 is already nearing the levels of Super Saiyan God, as a Super Saiyan 2, which is insane, and there's no God Ki yet. Beerus was very impressed by Goku's power. It was hard for Goku to keep track of Beerus because Beerus is a god, he can't sense his power. Goku, for the first time, other than Frieza, has a true fire in his stomach. He's never met somebody as strong as Beerus. He's giving it everything that he has, and it's not working. This is when Beerus was satisfied, but he wants to see a god, not a mortal. They would still ask the dragon, which Piccolo can easily summon them, and this is when they would then explain the god ritual. Goku would be the one to be picked, as true, there are many more Saiyans now, having 2 extra ones, of course with Pan and Raditz's daughter, so they do have more than enough. So, after delivering the 6 total Saiyans, Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan God, and his power was literally breathtakingly strong. Goku would then battle Beerus and shock him with how strong he was. Goku was still getting used to it, but Goku's power was insanity. Goku in the beginning was seen to be overpowering Beerus, knocking him around in his space. Now, how strong is this version of Goku with Super Saiyan God, which is a massive buff to his power? Goku, by this point, in terms of power scaling, I want you guys down below to tell me how strong is Super Saiyan God Goku in this What If series compared to the original. Where would he be placed? And I'll let you guys decide. As against Beerus, it can be anything. This is when Beerus would start to overpower Goku as he is showcasing his full strength. Unfortunately, even though Goku is very, very, very powerful, he's scary strong, Beerus is on another level still. And you have to understand that Beerus has more knowledge and more fighting experience than Goku, and way more raw power. Beerus knows Goku way better than Goku. Goku would have still lost the power, but retained the essence. Beerus was more than pleased. He would even offer Goku if he ever wanted to become a God of Destruction. Goku would decline it, of course, as he doesn't want to be that. This is when Beerus would even offer Goku to come train. Goku and the others would have actually agreed, as Gohan wouldn't mind going, but after learning that Pan would be born, and from Videl, he's definitely not leaving. But Raditz would definitely want to go. And Piccolo is the guardian of Earth, so he can't leave. But he's fine with just keeping and learning his new power. Piccolo's going to learn his orange form later. As then, it'll be Goku, Raditz, and Vegeta, all leaving to go train under Beerus. And for the next 2 to 3 years, they would continue doing so. Goku was rising at such a fast rate, he already learned Super Saiyan Blue pretty much within a few weeks, as he would even learn to surpass it, even learning Blue Evolution, which is just way too easy for Goku. Whis ponders what else he can teach him. Now, Goku by this point is already showcasing signs of Ultra Instinct. We all know that Goku inherently learned this power over the course of his life. With Cell's potential, utilizing everyone else's potential into one, Goku can learn power that he never thought he could learn. As even fighting from Whis and learning from him about Ultra Instinct, Goku would begin to slowly adapt to it, starting to learn his power. But he needs something. He needs some kind of wall to shatter past, something to really push him to the edge. This is when once Beerus would awaken, he would then battle Son Goku, as Vegeta and Raditz would have also unlocked Super Saiyan Blue as well. Vegeta would start having the taste of a Blue Evolution, same with Raditz as well. Now this is when Beerus would then battle Goku in a special sphere that Whis made to protect against the whole universe being destroyed. Goku would begin showing signs of Ultra Instinct. Beerus would not hold back against Goku and nearly kill him. Even with Blue Evolution, with 2 more years of God training, Beerus is still stronger than Goku. People forget how strong manga Beerus is. We haven't even seen his full strength yet. And if you talk about the anime version, that one can be debatable. Now, Beerus was overpowering Goku, as Beerus would then fire a massive Hakai Ball right at Goku's face. Goku would then be engulfed by it, and they thought that Goku died. Goku would then burst out of it, having a strange glowing aura. Goku would have Ultra Instinct. Looking at his hands, he would then fight Beerus head on. The power was so great that it already shattered the sphere that Whis made. And Goku would then be stopped by Whis using both of his fingers to stop Goku and Beerus. Goku would have then lost the power and been completely exhausted. Champa would have still showed up just like before and challenged Beerus to, of course, having his fighters fight him. The Universe 6 arc would have gone much shorter. It would have been laughable how short it would have been, because of the fact that you have 3 characters that can use Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Piccolo by this point has already unlocked his orange form, And Gohan is already pushing his power to new limits, as he already spoke to Supreme Kai about learning some new Kai powers, but that's later on, as Gohan's potential is still very high. Now we're going to cut forward, as Hit would have already been defeated. Either it's by Goku, who could solo the whole thing and with one hand by himself, or you could have had Vegeta. With Blue Evolution, he definitely could have done it, same with Raditz. Even though they didn't really know his time skip ability, either if Vegeta loses or Raditz loses, if they would have seen either or, they would have known how it would have worked, and Hit would have had no chance, even if Hit was fast and strong enough to be able to keep up. Now cutting forward into the Goku Black arc. Now remember, the Goku Black arc is still canon to the same canon what-if scenario, so Goku Black is not the same version of this Goku. Once when Trunks does appear and he asks Goku and them for help once again, they would then agree. Now Trunks wonders who these other people are, but he kind of forgets about it, as maybe changing it through time really does affect a lot of things. This is when Trunks would then show them Goku Black and Zamasu, and they would have still went to the other future world. This is when a big occurrence is going to occur. Now, Raditz would have stayed because of the fact that they need to protect Earth. Vegeta and Goku would have left, as there's almost so much room in a time machine, but that's all they need. Goku would easily kill Goku Black. It wouldn't even be not even a snuff in the air. Vegeta could have easily destroyed Goku Black. Unfortunately, Goku Black, even at his strongest, has no chance. Zamasu would still make himself known. Now, by the way, during the Universe 6 arc, Goku would have still met Zeno. Now, since it's not merged Zamasu, he would have never became Universal Zamasu. Maybe he would have surrounded the whole planet maybe or something, but that's about it. Now, once when Goku would have actually killed Zamasu, completely obliterating his body, Zamasu would then surround the planet, not the universe. And Zamasu would have became Planetary Zamasu, almost like a Moro arc. Goku would then learn how to use the Hakai ability. If you guys remember the manga, Goku used his own version of the Hakai, which nearly disintegrated Zamasu, who was actually immortal. Goku would do the same thing, pouring all his power into it, and it would actually kill Zamasu. Or if you guys want to do more canon event, Goku still could have summoned Zeno and destroyed the entire universe if he wanted to. Trunks would have been sent to a copy universe where it would have been the same. So if you guys wanted to go either route, that is up to you. Now cutting forward into the Tournament of Power, Goku would have still asked Zeno to do so, and the Tournament of Power would have gone a little bit differently. They did have a full stack team, having Android 17, 18, Android 16, having the full androids there, so Majin Buu's not necessarily needed. He could have gone to sleep just like before. So the actual full team will be Goku, Vegeta, Raditz, Gohan, Piccolo, Android 16, 17, 18. Then you're going to have Krillin. Then, the greatest of all time, Master Roshi. Not Tien this time. Master Roshi. As if you want to Tien, that's up to you. But Master Roshi's the GOAT. Having 10 full people, they could have added more. Of course, they would have dominated the Tournament of Power, as no being would have had a chance. The only threat would be beings like Toppo in his Job Destruction form, Dispo, and of course Oniraza, Hefla, Jiren. That would have been the three biggest threats. Maybe Hit too, but not too much. As Vegeta would have steamrolled through the entire Pride Trooper, they would have had no chance. As, if you guys gotta remember, the fact here is that Toppo has no chance against his version of Vegeta, or Raditz, or Gohan, or anybody. They're so strong, it makes no sense. Goku would have actually fought Jiren, and it would have been a really tough fight. Jiren is very powerful, but Goku in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, he would have actually overpowered Jiren, defeating him. Now, they would have actually won the Tournament of Power, and this is when they would make the wish, using the Super Dragon Balls to wish all the universes back, and they won by a landslide. This also means that Frieza was never brought back, and by the way, what about the resurrection of F arc? Well, would that still happen? Yes, it would. Now, the difference here is Frieza would have been completely annihilated by Raditz and the others, as once when they do appear back, you guys gotta remember is that Gohan is still there. Gohan would have fought Frieza. Piccolo would have also showcased his orange form during that time too, and that would have been enough to actually kill Golden Frieza and actually defeat him. And if it didn't, you would have had Raditz and Goku appear on time, same with Vegeta, and they would have annihilated Frieza. And I know I missed and glazed over that arc, I just didn't think it was really relevant since it's so short, it's basically a movie, and it was really irrelevant, and there's no way that Frieza could have defeated them. Now, glazing Return to Power, they would have won easily, wishing everybody back. Now, cutting forward to the Broly movie, since Frieza was basically not around, would Broly still be there? Now, Chi-Lai and Lemma would have found Broly in Paragus. Now, they would have traveled around and stated that, well, if you want to just hang out with us, you can. And would they arrive on Earth? No, because they are around the whole universe. Now, you could say that Paragus learned that Vegeta and Raditz, other Saiyans, have actually left towards planet Earth. So if you do want the canon event of Broly fighting them, that's the way we can go. But unfortunately, when Broly shows up, he's going to have a big pill to swallow, because even the likes of Vegeta, and mainly Goku, can easily overpower Broly. Even if Broly was in his full power Super Saiyan form, it would be absolutely no chance for him to be able to defeat Goku. Maybe Vegeta and Raditz or Gohan or Piccolo, potentially. Broly is freakishly strong. Not Goku. There's no way that Broly is able to touch Goku or defeat him. Broly would have been defeated by his Hikari state, as he would have never turned Super Saiyan. But Paragus would then learn and accept it, as then, this is when Broly and Paragus will then turn to the good side and they'll be on with the good guys. Same with Chi-Lai and Lemmo, as they're not going to leave, leaving Frieza's army behind, as that's pretty much in shambles. Now this is when Broly would have actually left towards Beerus' world to train with Goku and Vegeta, and Raditz. Now this is when Broly's power would then be shown, and Goku would kind of take Broly as a student, teaching him everything that he can to grow stronger. Now Goku by this point has only grown in power, as he's only getting stronger and stronger, where he can actually control Ultra Instinct very well actually, and he's even learned to turn into the Mastered State having silver hair. This is when Moro would still appear, but Moro would very quickly learn the same treatment, as even though Moro can steal energy, it would actually be too much power. Once when Goku would actually fight Moro, Moro would begin to overpower Goku because he's draining so much power from him, as Moro was able to absorb the power of an angel. But of course, the angel's power was way too powerful and it overwhelmed him. It'll be the same thing with Goku. It was too much strength, and on top of the fact that his friends were helping, Moro would have been completely disintegrated by Goku, as Goku would then use a version of a Hikari that he stole from Beerus, and it would be enough to kill Moro before he could absorb the android and also absorb Beerus. Now this means that Beerus would never die. This also means that Beerus would still become an angel over time, so that would pretty much all go the exact same. Goku would have befriended Beerus, and Beerus would have actually taught Goku a little bit as well, just for fun keeping and thanking him for getting rid of Moro. Now cutting forward, there would be no Black Frieza arc, but there will be the Granola arc. Once when Granola would then wish to become the most powerful mortal. This is where Granola would then die. As Granola would begin aging very rapidly, he would then start to basically die, as Goku is still immortal, but he is so strong that it's absolutely ridiculous. Goku by this point has already surpassed Beerus in terms of power. Unfortunately, Granola would have passed away, so Granola has no chance, and even if Gas made the same wish, he would have died too. So the Heaters would have never shown up, and there would have never been really that arc at all. There is no Black Frieza or nothing. Now, now that we are at the end, this is it. Thank you all so much for enjoying the series. Now, some of you guys do want to know, how strong is this version of Goku? As I never stated how strong he is now at the very end. Goku by this point has mastered Ultra Instinct almost fully. With Cell's potential, he can learn these abilities very quickly. Goku was even able to learn Ultra Ego alongside Vegeta. Though it's not his style, he was able to learn it as well. Goku by this point can battle any of the Gods of Destruction and easily defeat them. Now, could Goku match with an angel by this point? Very unlikely, as I feel like an angel would win with a low to mid diff, as the angels are insanely busted in terms of power. They're able to one-shot a God of Destruction. Goku can pretty much fight all of them pretty much equally, and Goku can defeat them. He could be like a God killer if he really wanted to. Fortunately, against an angel, Goku would have a pretty good shot maybe with one of the weaker angels, but in terms of the higher up ones like Whis and Vados and etc., unfortunately Goku has no chance. But maybe later on in his future life, in current later arcs, he might grow so strong to where he might be able to defeat Zeno himself. But anyway, thank you all so much for the series. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to get this channel to 20,000 subscribers. We're only 1,000 subscribers away now. Come on. Only 1K subscribers away to 20K. Thank you all so much for the support. Really do appreciate it. And I'll talk to you all later.